What is the new $1 million? Is it 3, 5, 10 million? Well, $1 million used to be the pinnacle of success for folks saving up money. But now, does $1 million stretch the way it used to? We break down what the new $1 million is and what that dollar amount you should strive for. Let's try. Only 10% of Americans can call themselves millionaires, and only 1% are on track to achieve that millionaire status. That said, with $1 million not being what it used to be, what is the magic number? Well, it depends on a lot of factors, particularly if you're a high-income household. Hi, I'm Dr. Preston Cherry, founder and CEO of Concurrent Wealth Management, where we help you align your life and money to help you build and use your wealth your way. All right, let's chop. Now, $1 million is a lot of money. I heard some nonsense the other day on LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever it was about $1 million being the new $100,000. And the post was about, well, if you're making $100,000 a year in income, it's not the same anymore. So you need $1 million to a year to reach a pinnacle of success and live the same lifestyle. Well, the post was conflating a lot of things. First of all, 100,000, if you inflate it over a 10-year period, is not $1 million. You don't need $1 million a year. Although if you're making $1 million a year, that's what's up. Kudos to you, right? I have some clients here at Concurrent Wealth Management that do pull that amount of money, right? But to conflate 100,000 with $1 million is incorrect as far as annual income. Now, when you're talking about net worth or liquid investable assets, that's net worth includes your house. But if you have liquid investable assets of $1 million, will that million stretch over your retirement life? Well, the inflation, prices are always going up, right? Yesterday's price is not today's price. Prices never come down, and they have never come down over a period of time, right? Because we have inflation. So we do have to account for what that cost is. And then there's costs across healthcare is one of the highly inflationary areas, and long-term care, end-of-life care. And then what's going on with everything in our grocery cart and our household expenses, cars, computers, homeowners insurance. And what about those costly prices of eggs, right? And then we have longevity risk. People are living longer and perhaps retiring early, particularly high income folks. And you have to fund a lot more of retirement time. So we have to consider all these different factors. I wanted to have a conversation of not panicking or comparison to others' journey, because we hear a lot of noise about should you have $1 million? What's the new $1 million amount? 3, 5, 10, and why? All right. And I discussed a couple of reasons why there. But let me just break down some statistics for you. And I'm gonna go to the page here. You may hear a little crumbling on the page. What is considered high income nowadays? So let's just jump off there, right? So high income at the 1% level now is $650,000 per year. At the 5% income level is $290,000. 10% of is 190. The top 10% is 190,000, and the top 20% of income is 131,000. So look, y'all, the 100,000, $1 million is not the new 100,000 as far as annual income is concerned. Matter of fact, you're living quite well if you have a household in the top 5% at $290,000 and above, right? And let's look at net worth. Going to the paper again, right? Net worth, average net worth is $1 million. Now, with average, there's a lot of folks skewing from the top, pulling that number up. What's the median number, which is the middle number? 50% people on the left side, 50% on the above side. Median net worth is $192,000 according to the Federal Reserve. So what does all this data tell us? Is that let's not concern ourselves with trying to amass amounts that are not true as far as annual income is concerned, and where we quote unquote should be on our journey as far as net worth. There's a lot of folks that if we're going to compare ourselves to folks, right, most of everybody's in the bell curve, right, in the middle, on the same journey with outliers on the left and right. All right. And when you're talking about median net worth, folks just need to catch up according to their own journey. And if you're earning enough income, then you can place your income in order to build assets very quickly in order to, and when I say quickly, I mean over a 10-year period, 15-year period, in order to catch up so you can retire and attain the life that you want. And you can also live the life that you want with high incomes per household, okay? So let's talk about where folks are far as socioeconomic status, and not to compare folks. Again, it's to give you information in order to say, you know what, this is the life that I want to live. Meaning our household. And we are okay with where we are. We have enough in order to fund our lifestyle now and where we're going. And in these areas, these 3 areas I'm about to tell you about give you more flexibility as you move up the net worth ladder, so to speak. All right. And it only means moving up when you establish the well-being that you have defined first. So it's dollars that you need to accumulate, and then well-being that you need to define. Your dollars are going to fund your well-being life design. And so you go about building about your wealth in order to enjoy that lifestyle now and in retirement. There's a few definitions of wealth. So you have mass affluent. What is this? What is mass affluent? Mass affluent, let's go to the tape, are those having $500,000 to $1 million in investable assets. Then you have the high net worth folks that have $1 million to $5 million in investable assets. And then you have the ultra high net worth, which is $30 million plus. And then you have the very high net worth, in between 10 and 30 million. Okay. So as you move up the net worth ladder, it gives you more flexibility to fund those well-being areas. Time affluence? Who do you want to spend your time? How do you want to spend your time? What values do you want to invest in? What lifestyle preferences do you have? What matters to you most? And all those line items has a dollar figure, and then you invest into those areas of well-being that are important to you. I like to say all the time that your life and money alignment gives your money assignments. And once you figure out what your well-being domains, then you can put those dollars to work and accomplish what you want to accomplish. And all this said is that $1 million may not do it for you. All right. Nowadays, it may be 3 or 5. Now, $1 million may do it for you. All right. I have clients that have $1 million and they Ray Charles it. They make it do what it do, baby. Right. And that's okay. That works for them. Now, folks that have $1 million, that have $1 million net worth right now, they're saying, you know what? We need a couple of million more in order to satisfy the lifestyle and goals that we want to do during retirement. So that's their journey. A couple of things that you can do, right, is to know what that number is. Know your number. A financial freedom number is, in fact, a number with all the factors of well-being that you need to account for in order to fund. Know that number so you can commit to your plan in order to funding that, and so you can live the future that you want later on, right? Now, you don't have to starve now. You hear a lot on this show. You don't have to starve now, meaning deprive yourself now in order to feed your future. You can fund both selves. You just have to have a good plan. All right. Also, good tax planning is good here because tax leakage is, oh my goodness, we have to plug those gaps. And more money going to the government that should. If you find some tax areas to where you can save, fantastic. You can divert those dollars into your retirement aspects. And speaking of those retirement accounts, diversify those bad boys, right? You have your retirement specific accounts like IRAs, employer sponsored plans like 401ks that are tax deferred and they're taxable upon withdrawal. Then you can mix them with the Roth IRAs, which is you contribute pre-tax and then distribute tax-free. Then you can partner those up with your brokerage accounts. A lot more flexibility as far as funding your near and middle term goals And then even long term, you can hold your assets long term and pay a capital gains tax rather than ordinary tax gain. All right. Let's go on to why $1 million may not be enough and what is the new $1 million. Let's go to the tape, y'all. $1 million 30 years ago will purchase about $500,000 in lifestyle today. So almost half. So inflation has eroded the purchasing power of $1 million over a 30-year period. Now, for Gen Xers that are in their 40s and 50s and coming up on retirement, the first Gen Xers turned 60 this year, and you have about 30 years for this to occur. If we're looking at 20 years ago, you're talking about $575,000, somewhere around that a figure. And if you're looking at 10 years ago, you're talking about $750,000. So if you're in this area where you're saving for retirement or approaching retirement, then the erosion is not happening as quickly. But if you're talking about, again, 45, I'm 46, y'all, then you have 56, 66, 76, but you're not probably going to retire for another 10 years from now. So over a 30-year period, erosion happens, but it takes 30 years. So 30 years in retirement, you have to fund. So what is the new number for $1 million today? It's probably around 3 million for those that want to fund a high income lifestyle that you have now and you want to live the same one during retirement so you can keep up with purchasing power and don't let those inflation bed bugs itch, right? Now you have the lotion to put on your retirement plan to calm all that itching down by ramping up your savings rate in order to get to the new 1 million, which may be around 3 million. And if you have a ultra high net worth lifestyle, the new million is probably 5 million in order to support your lifestyle needs now in retirement. Now, there's a lot of myths on how you go about attaining this type of wealth. Now, a lot of folks say that 401ks are scams and they're locking up your money and all of this nonsense, right? There's 401k millionaires every day. So if you're working for in corporate America, then you can build wealth with a high income salary over time and use your 401k along with IRAs and your brokerage in order to build the wealth that you need. Matter of fact, Fidelity puts out a study every year. And for 2024, 401k millionaires have increased by 25%, and IRA millionaires have increased by 15%. Now, there's a lot of factors on that, and stock markets were pretty good the last few years. But what it does tell you is that folks are using their income at their corporate executive jobs or careers in order to fund their resources that they have at their employer and building wealth year over year. Now there's a couple of other factors that help you build wealth over time, which being a business owner helps. Now the value, not only the value of your business, but the revenue streams every year that you have. You can use those income streams in order to fund the assets that you need in order to fund the investment accounts that you need. And for those working in a corporate, not only the high salary incomes that you have, equity compensation contributes a lot to wealth. And we'll have a whole nother show on equity compensation coming up here shortly. So using all of your resources available to you can help you amass the amount of new $1 million, right, that you need in order to fund the lifestyle that you want. Now, why does all of this matter? Having $1 million or not shouldn't frighten you. It depends on what your lifestyle goals are, what your values goals are, how you want to live, what you want to fund as far as well-being, and not comparing yourself to others. For those that have high income aspirations during retirement and maintaining lifestyle and taking care of your dignity needs as far as long-term care, or perhaps passing along some wealth to heirs and maintaining your principal over time and not fearing outliving your income for retirement, then the new $1 million for you is perhaps $3 million. And for those folks that are in the very high net worth and ultra high net worth, then you're going to need $5 $15 million in order to 5, 10, $15 million in order to support your lifestyle. A few notes that I just wanted to pass along to you is stop believing the myths about here that everybody's floating around here having all this $1 million in their pocket and that you need $1 million in income every year in order to replace $100,000 in income. That's false. However, for those that are earning higher incomes, then you get to live both your life now and in your future by using your high income to fund your retirement resources, employer sponsored plans, IRAs, and brokerage accounts. All right. There's not just everybody here flush with net worth and flush with cash. All right. And then the whole thing about it is not to compare your journey to someone else's. All right. Well, that's what I got for you. There is a new $1 million figure. Know your number, stay on your journey, keep your blinders on, and forge your path, living your wealth your way. If you like what you see, hear, and feel on the show, like and subscribe so you won't miss a show. Share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.